Hello everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. This is Kusuma studying in Sri Venkateshwara College of Engineering, Bangalore. Today I am here to explain you all about human eye. Let's move on to the contents. Eye as a camera system, anatomy of the human eye, diseases of the eye, biomedical devices for the eye, and finally conclusion. We all enjoy and appreciate colors, beauty and brightness of the world around us. Would it be possible for any living being to survive even a day without having a vision or the sight? No. The sight is the most important sense that we humans have, and it not only helps us in collecting information from the outside the world, but also helps us in expressing our emotions and feelings. All the human beings in this world collect visual information from the outside the world with the help of the eye. Human eye is like a camera. Justify this statement. There are many similarities between the human eye and a camera, including a diaphragm to control the amount of the light that gets through to the lens. This is the shutter in the camera and the pupil. At the center of the iris in the human eye, a lens to focus the light and create an image. The image is real and inverted. A method of sensing the image. In a camera, the film is used to record the image in the eye. The image is focused on the retina and a system of rods and cones in the front end of the image processing system that converts image to electrical impulses and sends the information along the optic nerve to the brain. The way the eye focuses light is interesting because most of the refraction that takes place is not done by the lens itself but by the aqueous humor, a liquid on the top of the lens. So light is refracted when it comes into the eye by this liquid, refracted a little more by the lens, and then bit more by the vitreous humor, the jelly-like substances that fills the space between the lens and the retina. Now next we move to the anatomy of the human eye. The eye is an important and one of the most complex sensory organs that we humans are endowed with. It helps us in visualizing objects and also helps us in light perception, color and depth perception. Besides, the sense organs are pretty much similar to the cameras and they help us to see objects when light coming from the outside enters them. That being said, it is quite interesting to understand the structure and functions of the human eye. It also helps us in understanding how a camera actually functions. Let's have a glance at the human eye, its structure and functions. So this is the structure of the human eye. A human eye is roughly 2.3 centimeter in diameter and is almost a spherical ball filled with some fluid. It consists of the following parts. Next we move on to the parts of the human eye and its function. Sclera. It is the outer covering, a protective through white layer called the sclera, also known as white part of the eye. Cornea. The front transparent part of the sclera is called the cornea. Light enters the eye through the cornea. Iris. A dark muscular tissue and ring-like structure behind the cornea is known as the iris. The color of the iris actually indicates the color of the eye. The iris also helps regulate or adjust exposure by adjusting the iris. Pupil. A small opening in the iris is known as the pupil. Its size is controlled with the help of the iris. It controls the amount of the light that enters the eye. Lens. Behind the pupil, there is a transparent structure called the lens. By the action of its ciliary muscles, it changes its shape to focus light on the retina. It becomes thinner to focus on distant objects and becomes thicker to focus on the nearby objects. Retina. It is a light sensitive layer that consists of numerous nerve cells. It converts image formed by the lens into electrical impulses. These electrical impulses are then transmitted to the brain through the optic nerves. Optic nerves. Optic nerves are of two types. These include cones and rods. Cones. Cones are the nerve cells that are more sensitive to the bright light. They help in detailed central and color vision. Rods. Rods are the optic nerve cells that are more sensitive to the dim lights. They help in peripheral vision. At the junction of the optic nerve and retina, There are no sensory nerve cells, so no vision is possible at that point and is known as a blind spot. An eye also consists of six muscles. It includes the medial rectus, the lateral rectus, superior rectus, inferior oblique, and superior oblique. The basic function of these muscles is to provide different tensions and torques that further control the movement of the eye. Functions of the human eye. As we mentioned earlier, the eye of a human being is like a camera. So much like the electronic devices, the human eye is also focuses and lets in light to produce images. So basically light rays that are reflected from or by distant object land on the retina after they passes through the various mediums like the cornea, crystalline lens, aqueous humor, the lens and the vitreous humor. The concept here through is that the light rays move through the various mediums. They experience refraction of light. Well, to put it in simple terms, refraction is nothing but the change in the direction of the rays of the light as they passes between the different mediums. The table below shows the refractive index of the various parts of the eye. Ear 1.00, cornea as refractive index of 1.376, aqueous humor 1.336, lens 1.42 and vitreous humor has 1.336 refractive index. Having different refractive indices is what bends the rays to form an image. The light rays finally are received and focused on the retina. The retina contains photoreceptor cells called the rods and the cones, and this basically detect the intensity and the frequency of the light. Further, the image is processed by the millions of these cells, and they also relay the signal or the nerve impulses to the brain via the optic nerve. The image formed is usually inverted, but the brain corrects this phenomenon. This process is also similar to that of a convex lens. In any case, now that we have learned something about the human eye, each eye is very important and they play a distinct part in helping humans to see. Next, we move on to the diseases of the human eye. The four most common eye conditions leading to loss of the vision or the blindness are cataracts, diabetes related retinopathy, glaucoma, age related macular degeneration, amblyopia, strabismus, refractive errors, color blindness, and astigmatism. Biomedical devices of the eye. Biomedical engineers tackle some of the most difficult challenges, such as correcting and rebuilding non-functioning body parts. The biomedical devices that engineers create directly impact and help people. These include prescription glasses and contact lenses, the equipment and tools to test your vision, as well as the microkeratome and examine lasers used in LASIK eye surgery. Because of this modern engineering marvels, people who previously could not see clearly are now able to see perfectly. And with some innovative engineers devices, people would could not see at all able to see shapes and images. Biomedical engineers develop technologies that help fix eyesight problems including astigmatism, nearsightedness and farsightedness. With astigmatism, a person's cornea is not evenly round, which causes light to focus at the different distance inside the eye. When looking at an object, some parts may be in focus while other parts are blurry. To correct this problem, the cornea must be reshaped to be more spherical so as to correctly focus light on the retina. Nearsightedness is the inability to clearly distinguish objects at a distance. This happens when a person's eyeball shape is long, causing light to focus in front of the retina. To correct this, a person must either wear glasses or reshape the cornea to be flatter so that light travels through the lens and focus correctly on the retina. Farsightedness is the inability to clearly distinguish objects up close. This happens when a person's eyeball shape is short, having too flat of a cornea. causing light to focus behind the retina. The, to correct this, a person must either wear glasses that causes the light to focus sooner or reshape the cornea to be more rounded so that light focuses correctly on the retina. Finally, conclusion. The eye is an organ of the sight. Eyes enable us to perform daily tasks and teach us about our surroundings. Vision or sight in a rapid process involving simultaneous interaction between the eye, the nervous system, and the brain. The reflected light passes through the lens and the falls on the retina, where an image is formed that induces optic nerve to carry nerve impulses to respective glands and the muscles. The human eye is well protected in the bony socket of the skull. Lacrimal glands in the eye protects it from the outside the dust by washing the eye with the salty secretion from the tear. Human eye is made of three parts. These are the outermost coat is called the cornea and sclera, and the middle layer contains the blood vessels that supply the blood to the human eye and contains choroid, the ciliary and the iris. If you like this video, please like, share and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Thank you.